Some of the most exhausted people today aren't lazy, unmotivated, or lost. They're intelligent, ambitious, highly capable. They read more, think deeper, see patterns others miss, and yet they're the ones burning out first. The strata: students who can't get out of bed, the high performers who suddenly quit, the gifted kids who grow up feeling empty, overwhelmed, and constantly behind. This isn't a coincidence, and it's not because smart people are weak. In fact, intelligence itself may be part of the problem. Burnout used to be associated with overwork, long hours, physical exhaustion, extreme stress, but today, burnout looks different. It shows up in people who love learning, who care deeply about doing things well, and who feel a constant pressure to live up to their own potential. Smart people are burning out, not because they can't handle pressure, but because they absorb more of it. They see more possibilities, more risks, more responsibilities. Their minds don't shut off easily. And in a world that never slows down, that becomes dangerous. To understand why smart people are burning out faster than ever, we need to look beyond workload and into how intelligence interacts with modern life. Because this isn't about working too hard. It's about thinking too much in a system that never lets you rest. 1. Smart minds don't turn off. They loop. One of the defining traits of intelligent people is cognitive depth. They analyze, reflect, and connect ideas naturally. Their brains are always processing something, even when they're trying to relax. This becomes a strength in learning and problems, but in daily life, it creates a constant mental loop. Smart people replay conversations, rethink decisions, imagine alternate outcomes, and anticipate future problems, while others mentally clock out. Intelligent minds stay active. In the past, this wasn't as harmful. Life had natural pauses. Today, there are none. Phones extend thinking into the night. Notifications interrupt rest. Information never stops flowing. The result is mental fatigue without physical exhaustion. Burnout that feels confusing and invisible. 2. High intelligence often comes with high self-pressures. People are often aware of their potential early in life. They're told they're gifted, capable, and destined for success. This praise sounds positive, but it creates an unspoken contract. You're not allowed to waste your abilities over time. This turns into internal pressure. Smart people don't just want to succeed, they feel morally obligated to. Rest begins to feel like laziness. Saying no feels like failure. Slowing down feels irresponsible. Even when no one is demanding more, the pressure remains self-generated and relentless. Burnout doesn't come from external expectations alone. It comes from the voice inside that says, you should be doing more. 3. Smart people see problems before others do. Intelligence increases awareness. Smart people notice inefficiencies, contradictions, and long-term consequences that others overlook. They can see where systems are broken, where plans will fail, and where efforts are wasted. This makes them valuable, but also vulnerable. Seeing problems without having the power to fix them creates chronic frustration. Smart people are often stuck in environments that reward compliance over insight. They're asked to execute flawed plans while watching the outcome fail in slow motion. That gap between what they know and what they can change creates emotional exhaustion. Burnout isn't just about effort, it's about helplessness. 4. Modern work rewards output, not thought. Deep thinking takes time. Reflection doesn't look productive. Insight can't always be measured, but modern systems prioritize visible output. Emails sent, tasks completed, hours logged, metrics tracked. Smart people often excel at thinking, but feel pressured to constantly prove their value through action. They rush, they multitask, they simplify ideas that deserve depth. Over time, this creates internal conflict. Their natural way of thinking is incompatible with the pace they're forced to maintain. Burnout follows when intelligence is treated as inefficiency. 5. Perfectionism disguises itself as high standards. Many smart people don't call themselves perfectionists. They say they care about quality or hate doing things wrong. But intelligence makes it easier to imagine ideal outcomes and harder to accept imperfect ones. Smart people see what could be done better, so they revise endlessly, delay completion, and feel dissatisfied even with good results. Every task takes more mental energy because it's filtered through high internal standards. This doesn't always lead to excellence. Often, it leads to exhaustion, when nothing ever feels finished. Rest never feels earned. 6. Emotional sensitivity often comes with intelligence research and observation. Both suggest that many highly intelligent people are also emotionally sensitive. They feel things deeply, notice subtle social cues, and internalize feedback strongly. In healthy environments, this leads to empathy and insight. In stressful ones, it leads to overload. Smart people absorb tension from their surroundings. They overthink social interactions. They replay criticism. They feel responsible for outcomes that aren't fully in their control. This emotional labor adds another invisible layer of burnout, one that rarely shows up on resumes or performance. Review 7. The always learning trap. Smart people often cope with uncertainty by learning more. When they feel behind, they study. When they feel inadequate, they improve themselves. When something goes wrong, they analyze it. This creates the illusion of progress, but it can also become a trap. There's always another skill to master, another article to read, another system to optimize. Instead of resting, smart people upgrade themselves. Burnout doesn't come from ignorance. It comes from never feeling enough. 8. Smart people are bad at asking for help because they're capable. Smart people are often expected to handle things on their own. Over time, they internalize this expectation. They hesitate to ask for help not because they don't need it, but because they feel they shouldn't. They fear disappointing others or undermining their identity as competent and independent, so they carry more than they should, longer than they should. Burnout grows silently when support is available, but never requested. 9. Society romanticizes mental struggle. There's a subtle cultural message that smart, creative, or driven people are supposed to struggle. That burnout is proof of dedication. That exhaustion means you're doing something meaningful. This narrative keeps intelligent people stuck. Instead of seeing burnout as a warning sign, they see it as confirmation that they're pushing hard. Enough. But burnout doesn't mean you're strong. It means something is unsustainable. Smart people aren't burning out because they're fragile. They're burning out because their minds were built for depth and modern life rewards. Speed. They think more, feel more, notice more, and expect more from themselves. In a system that never pauses, that combination becomes dangerous. The solution isn't lowering intelligence or ambition. It's learning when to stop optimizing, stop proving, and stop carrying what was never meant to be carried alone. Because intelligence isn't just the ability to think deeply, it's the wisdom to know when thinking needs to rest. And until smart people give themselves permission to slow down, burnout won't be a phase, it will be the cost of being capable in a world that never shuts up.